What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about 5 games to keep your eyes on going into September of 2022. Now, these are going to make the list for any variety of reasons. It's not necessarily games that I'm getting in September. It's just games that I think are kind of impactful or big. These are not in order in terms of most anticipated, least anticipated, but they are in order in terms of the release date. So, number 1, the first game is The Last of Us. Last was Part 1, obviously releasing September 2nd. Again, the reason it makes this list is not necessarily because it's going to be for everybody, but because of the stories that are going to be going on around it. I think it's going to be an interesting game to watch. And number 2, factually, and I do think most people agree with this, it is the best way of playing The Last of Us. The issue really has been, is it worth the $70? Is it worth the full price? If you bought it back in 2013 or you bought, Last of Us Remastered, is it worth it? And the answer, of course, is up to the individual, but if you've never played The Last of Us and you have the PS5, yeah, this is really the best way of playing it, as well as Left Behind, which is an incredible DLC. So it's going to be interesting to see the stories we see with this game over the next week or so, whether or not you're getting the game or not. Next game is Splatoon 3, which comes out 1 week later. That's September 9th. Obviously a Nintendo Switch exclusive. This game looks awesome. This is actually one that I am getting, and it's really the best of Splatoon, is probably the best way of putting it. At least from what I don't know that, I guess, in terms of touching the controller, but in terms of everything that we've seen from this game, it really does look like just the best of these games without it trying to do, like, taking a hard left or a hard right. This is Splatoon to a T, right? Awesome multiplayer that's a bit different. It's got its single player. It's got its different modes. It's got a Gwent-like game as well inside of a card-based game. It's got a lot, and it's obviously, I think it's going to sell an incredible amount of units for Nintendo, as most Nintendo exclusives do. And yeah, I mean, again, it's not trying to reinvent the wheel in any way, but I think it's going to be a real good, solid, primarily multiplayer game that could be not on everybody's radar. Next up, a game that I really don't think is on too many people's radar is Metal Hellsinger. Now, this game releases on September 15th, and this game is that game that's relatively close to Doom. I mean, this one is more like really music-oriented. I believe they had almost a rock, I think it was actually, a rock concert at Gamescom 2022 to celebrate this game coming out, which was wild. I guess based off the looks of it, I wasn't there, but it did look wild. The game looks fun. The game looks fun. It's a smaller game. I don't think it's going to necessarily blow anybody's socks off, but in terms of kind of those under-the-radar indie games, that really is taking a lot of, like it really is trying to replicate Doom the best it can. I think it stands a pretty good chance of standing out and being a really good game that you look at the end of the year and you say, you know what, that was a pretty darn solid indie game. Now we skip all the way till the end of the month, and both of the last 2 games released the same day. First up is Grounded. This is the full experience. This is the full game being available to everybody, and that is exciting. This game has been met. I mean, this is a game that's like legitimately out. It's just now it's 1.0. It's officially there. This game has been met with a lot of praise, not necessarily from people that are afraid of spiders. In fact, there's I believe like entire communities online that say like this game is just not okay. If you have that actual fear, you will never want to play this game. But if you're not in that boat, the game is very well received. People really like it, and this is a chance, again, kind of like a revamping of it. This is the best chance I would say to get into it. And same day, and not necessarily a new game, but a new update, and I made a special kind of place for this, Cana Bridge of Spirits. So Cana obviously released 1 year ago on September 27th, and this year on September 27th, it gets a 1-year anniversary update, which adds New Game Plus, and it adds a bunch of other features that are very cool. This is not literally just a New Game Plus. This is adding things like wave modes. This is actually adding new enemy attacks. This is adding charms, which can buff you and debuff you. There's a lot here, and it's free. It's free, so if you bought the game literally a year ago or at any point, you get this thing for free. And I personally believe, considering Cana is one of my favorite games of last year, it's definitely worth a try. It's free. Go back in, replay it one more time, and see kind of what's changed in the game, right? Not too much going on in September. October is that really big month, but these are the big games, I think, for September. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. If you want to follow or support me anywhere else, all my social media are in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.